Qatar is the big patron of Hamas in addition to Iran. So it seems to me that it is fair to say that when Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th, this was Qatar attacking Israel on October 7th.
No doubt.
Do you agree?
Of course.
Okay. Qatar attacked Israel from behind an American shield.
No doubt.
Because the United States has its most important military base in North Africa, the Middle East, and Central Asia in Qatar. That's CENTCOM
Udeid.
headquarters. Al Udeid base, exactly. CENTCOM headquarters. So the fact that that gigantic U.S. military base is in Qatar means that Qatar feels safe attacking Israel, because for Israel to attack Qatar, they would have to get permission from the United States.
They succeeded to hold the stick in both sides. Means to be friends and enemies of everybody.
That sounds to me like if Qatar is doing anything, it must be American policy. Because the U.S. can so easily remove the government of Qatar that they should be able to shape Qatar's foreign policy.
Now, what Qatar? Look at the Clinton Foundation, who sponsors the Clinton Foundation, and you get the answer. Who are the sponsors?
Qatar.
This is how Qatar buys the silence of the world when it comes to all kinds of behavior.
Okay, so I'd like to ask you what your explanation for this is, because the United States government, the U.S. bosses, are not enemies of Iran. One reason for thinking that is that in the middle of the 1980s, we found out that the American president was sending in secret billions of dollars in armament to the Iranian terrorists. It's called the Iran-Contra affair.
And then Obama sent these two airplanes with
That's
money.
right. Putting your biggest military base in Qatar, Al Udeid, that's not the same thing as deterrence. That's an alliance. In fact, what that base in Qatar says is that Israel may not attack Qatar, but Qatar may attack Israel.
Of course.
Well, that sounds...
This is the Qatari way
that looks
to buy everybody.
Right, so that looks to me like an anti-Israeli U.S. policy.
The American policy, or foreign policy, doesn't always fits the Israeli interests.
The United States, as we just said, is the shield behind which Qatar attacked Israel on October 7th.
So the United States juggles between Israel and its enemies sometimes, and it's not so easy.
But if if the United States can force an Israeli prime minister to do things that are radically against the security interests of Israeli Jews. Wait. If an American president can do that to an Israeli prime minister, why can't they do that to the Emir of Qatar? Why can't they force the Emir of Qatar?
You have to ask the Americans. The Americans, sometimes really, I cannot decipher the American thinking in too many cases. How come they don't see the problem which Israel sees?
But maybe they do see it. Maybe they're your enemies.